What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So, sound the alarms, ring the bell, smash the likes. We have a $12,748 Bitcoin. Oh my goodness, did anybody think that we would have Bitcoin at these prices at this time? This is just insane. Last night we were watching the price go up in the Telegram group. We saw it just smash right through 11,700, and yeah, the rest is history. So we are going to talk about what is going on. Are we going to continue to go up? Do we have to have a major correction? Are the altcoins ever going to feel any love? Well, they are feeling some love today, although most of it is the trickle down from Bitcoin, but we're going to get into all that today. And if that sounds good to you, well, you know what to do. Also, if it's your first time checking out the Crypto Zombie channel and you're not subscribed at this point, what are you waiting for? We've been absolutely smashing it over here. So we're just gonna dive into things, man. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful green day. Now, if we give this a quick refresh live, we have Bitcoin dominance at 61.6%. This is the highest we have seen Bitcoin dominance in a very, very, very long time. Market cap up to 369 billion. Look at Bitcoin just leading the way, and look at all of this green. Bitcoin is up 13%, Ethereum 11%, XRP 5, Bitcoin Cash 7. If we look at the biggest gainers of the day, we have Qtum 31, Agrisha is still going, guys, 27%, Elastos 23%, Omizego, Mixin, ABBC, Nem, Thor, and of course our good old buddy Bitcoin. So it is a very, very beautiful day today. Now, I do not want to break anyone's spirits. However, if we do switch it to the Bitcoin comparative, well, yeah, obviously you would have been better off holding Bitcoin, but hey, it's not a bad day in the markets. We're all up. Time for celebration, and we're going to decide. Well, we're not going to decide anything. We're going to talk about what is going on. Now, currently, you are seeing buys on Binance, Bitfinex, Bithumb, and Bitflyer. So, yeah, it looks like no one's really selling right now. If we scroll down, you can see the longs are actually up to 51.58%, whereas the shorts are actually down to 48.43%. So there is nothing showing any bearishness in these markets. Now, of course, a big whale could come along and just crash the price as soon as I put the video out. But right now, the overall market sentiment seems to be absolutely positive, okay? Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are saying to me, well, I'm holding altcoins. What do I do? Well, here's the thing. If you don't have fresh new capital to dollar cost average and your altcoins are not performing well, one of the options that we've been using on the channel that's been absolutely smashing it lately is ByBit margin trading. Now, guys, obviously margin trading is very dangerous. Don't be stupid. Don't use 100x, 50x, 25x, okay? That's just gambling. If you're new, definitely only do like 5x at most, okay? The most I ever go is 10. But look at this chart. And what I like about ByBit compared to BitMEX is you don't get those crazy liquidation wicks. I mean, look at how nice and steady this is. Choppy, right? Right here we have a little bit of a wick, right? But with the exception of that one day, I mean, there are no wicks, no surprises. So if you guys haven't had a chance to check it out, you can also trade EOS, XRP, and Ethereum as well on ByBit. I do have a tutorial, which I'll drop above, and also check out the link below if you guys are interested. Now, here's the thing that is pretty crazy right here. The Fear and Greed Index is the absolute highest I have ever seen it in my entire life since I've been looking at this thing. Now, maybe back in 2017, maybe we had some really high, indexes, but yeah, you guys could see this is basically through the roof. But let's dive in. Let's have a look at what is actually going on in the Bitcoin charts. It's almost getting difficult to really plot anything because we're just going straight up in a straight line. So it's very difficult. The only thing we can look at is where we've been. If we were to come back down, there are some potential resistances we're going to go over, but let me tell you what, there are not many left, guys. I mean, I'm talking less than a handful of resistances before we smash through that potential 20K barrier. So you can see we literally touched. I mean, we kissed 13,000 right there and instantly pulled back. So clearly we are seeing a little bit of a psychological barrier around that $13,000 level. There's nothing technically holding us back. I guess it's just psychological. 13,000 round number, right? So people started selling. Now you can see we're still being supported by this upwards trend. We're well out of the blue zone. We're nowhere near the red zone, which you guys know these two zones if you've been following the channel. Now, I mean, yeah, guys, we were inside this little bit of a channel for, like 3 days. And once we broke out, forget about it. So I guess we can kind of skip this chart over here. But the one thing I want to point out, though, is something that we have not seen since the all-time high of Bitcoin. In fact, this right here represents the all-time high of Bitcoin, and this is Bitcoin's dominance, right? So according to this, Bitcoin is 64% dominant. Now, we said really for the altcoins to start rallying, we needed to go below 50%. Well, you could see right here, we have not had Bitcoin dominance this high, and get this, since around December 14th of 2017, which is interesting because that means that right now, Bitcoin dominance is higher than it was at the all-time high on December 17th right here. That is insane. That is crazy, guys. Bitcoin dominance is higher now than it was at the all-time high. And it's just going to show you that Bitcoin is the focal point. Bitcoin is where all of these institutions are going to come into. It is where they're coming into, right? When these institutions have these products, they're not going to have products for coins that are on, the second and third and fourth and fifth page of CoinMarketCap. No, they're going to have Bitcoin. And then where are they going to go next? Well, I don't know, maybe Ethereum, right? Maybe XRP, but they're going to start with Bitcoin. The money is going to come into Bitcoin. It clearly is coming into Bitcoin. So that's where, we have our eyes on right now. And everyone's asking, what is the next key level? Now, I've gone over all the levels if we were to go lower. I mean, literally just watch any of the videos that I've been putting out for the past month, and I've constantly been showing you guys the levels if we were to drop lower. I think at this point, we need to start looking at where we might be going, because if this thing doesn't stop anytime soon, we may be at 20K. I mean, I don't know. Did you think we were going to be this high now? So we could be at 20K within a couple weeks. Why not? What's stopping us, right? I mean, if you go back last year, we had that massive run up in just 3 weeks. So it goes to show you how fast this thing can move. So basically, people are talking about this 0.168 Fibonacci retracement from the top. This is a very technical tool. So it's putting in the next level at around 13,000, between 13,500 and 13,600. So that is the next level that we're going to look at. You can currently see right here, we are above the $12,600 level, which is the one that we were looking to break through. Now we have to get through around 13,500 as by the fib. And the other two key levels that I'm looking at, which I don't even really know how much resistance they're going to really create for this massive unstoppable monster that is Bitcoin. But we have one around here, almost around the $14,900 level. And there's another one up here around 17,360. And if you guys don't know where I'm getting that from, if you go back here, you could see we were stomped out 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then right here for the lower levels, we also had some support and some resistance. But guys, after that, I mean, it's 20K and then I don't know. Like, I actually don't know at that point because we've never had Bitcoin that high. So there's no chart that exists. So your guess is as good as mine if we break 20K. Seriously. And even if we were to have that 30% pullback from 20K, that would still put Bitcoin at 14,000, which is higher than where we are right now. So I don't know. I feel really bad for people that have been sitting on the sidelines. Now, look, there is still a potential that we fill these CME futures gaps, although we keep putting in more and more gaps. We had the first ones down here where we'd have to go down to about 7,200. These other ones up here, which started around 8,500. We recently had another one, which is right at that 10K level. And we have now put in another gap around 11,500. So, I mean, if you want to entertain the bearish case and we were to come all the way down here, that is a 45% pullback. I'm going to be honest with you. It's possible, but it's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen instantly. I mean, you have a lot of people that have been holding their Bitcoin. A lot of people that have been in the space since 2017. We're a lot smarter now. I don't think anybody that was here in 2017, especially I'm seeing people finally start to break even. Like on Reddit, you're having people like, my portfolio has finally broken even from when I bought at the all-time high, right? So why would anyone be selling their Bitcoin right now? That's crazy. I'm not selling. Are you selling? So I think that is definitely going to play in a factor. Plus, we have all of these, a lot of good news, actually. I have really good news coming out that I'm going to go into in just a second. But once again, I have to go back to this chart. For anyone that tells you that Bitcoin is not a good store of value, there isn't even an argument anymore. Like, there's no point in even arguing with somebody. Show them this chart, and this represents all the times that you could have bought Bitcoin in the past 10 years, and you would be up. The only time you would be down is if you bought in this little red box right there. So I don't really know what else to say, guys. I mean, we're going to keep our eyes on it, but this thing is massive. It is a monster. And I want to actually take you back in a little bit of a time machine. And I want to go to the cryptography mailing list. Now, this is from Satoshi Nakamoto himself, okay? You can see right here, look at the date. This came out in 2008, all right? So this is what he says right here. And look, he wrote, the fact that new coins are produced means the money supply increases by a planned amount, but this does not necessarily result in inflation. If the supply of money increases at the same rate that the number of people using it increases, price remains stable. If it does not increase as fast as demand, there will be deflation and early holders of money will see its value increase. And if you're wondering what Satoshi Nakamoto was referencing here, well, we have the Bitcoin block reward halving, and that is happening in 329 days. And I don't think I have to tell you what happens every time we have the halving events. Well, we have a massive parabolic run up. You can see back here in the first halving, we basically skyrocketed. We had this little mini one, and then we went all the way up to $1,200 for Bitcoin, whereas Bitcoin, I don't know what it was down there, but it was very, very, very low. And then after the second one, we had the same thing. And currently, we find ourselves less than a year away from the third. So why should it be any different this time around? And we have one more prediction. I know there's got to be a crazy prediction on every crypto show. So this is Naeem Aslam, and basically he's saying that a $400,000 Bitcoin is simple math calculation, approximate percentage projection of the price which we experienced during the last bull run. So if we experience the exact same gains from the last bull run this time, but obviously magnified to, do with what we're talking about now, obviously a lot bigger numbers, then $400,000 Bitcoin is potentially in the cards, which I think is absolutely insane. So the question is, when are the altcoins booming? When is the altcoin season coming? I feel like we're just going down this spiral and it's never actually happening, right? Well, the thing is, like I said, guys, by the way, this is getting a little bit trippy. I'm actually going to change that. But like I said, we're not going to have an altcoin boom like you're going to have some of them pop off, with fundamentals. There's going to be coins coming out that have good news. Chainlink obviously has had a lot of good news lately, right? But you're probably not going to see all of the altcoins boom collectively until Bitcoin is done with its rally. But I want to give you guys a little bit of a positive insight here. Now, we're hearing that a lot of this money that's coming in right now is from the institutions, and it's not so much retail, right? Well, here's an interesting thing. Let me show you. This is the money flow in the past 24 hours. This is over at CoinLib. I'll drop this chart below if you guys want so you can look at it. It's a pretty cool chart. It actually shows you all the money flowing through the crypto ecosystem every 24 hours. Now, here's Bitcoin right here. But what do you notice? Look at the amount of money that's going into Bitcoin from Tether. Now, Tether, presumably, is crypto. It's already people that are in the space, right? So we had $4.21 billion of Tether flow into Bitcoin in the past 24 hours, whereas we only had 1.2 billion US dollars. So this is showing me that we still do not have a ton of fresh capital. And I know you're saying to yourself, how is this possible? How is the price going up? Where's the money coming from? How is the market cap increasing, right? Well, we know that market cap is kind of a fallacy. It doesn't really make any sense. It's basically just circulating supply multiplied by whatever the last price the token was sold for, right? So yes, this is possible. If people are taking Tether and they're buying Bitcoin and they're buying its spot price, then yes, they are going to push the price up. So basically, the point of me saying that was that we are still very early. We haven't had that retail bubble that we had back in 2017 yet. Even though we do have a lot of new people in the space, it's primarily being retail driven. As you can see right here, Genesis Capital says that institutional activity in crypto is actually up 300% in the past 12 months. And let me bring to you the absolute biggest news. I think this is the most positive news of the day. This is absolutely insane. So LedgerX. Now, here's the coolest part about them. New York City-based LedgerX LLC. New York City, guys. You know how New York is. We're the toughest on laws over here. I can't even trade half the tokens that you guys can on. Oh, I can trade them, but I can't buy them on Coinbase, right? Like in New York, like we don't have basic attention token. We don't have all these other tokens that you guys have. So the fact that New York City-based LedgerX LLC, which is a registered US regulated trading platform for, now here's the part, physically settled digital currency derivatives, has had its application for designation as a contract market approved by the US. Do you guys understand how massive this is? You might not understand the magnitude of this. This is absolutely, absolutely huge. These guys are based in New York City, which is a win that they're getting this approved. And number two, it is physically settled. Do you know what that means? It's not cash settled. That means you actually have to have the crypto. This is going to increase the demand for actual cryptocurrency, for actual Bitcoin, okay? You are going to have to own the underlying asset, kind of like when you're trading on ByBit. You have to actually have XRP if you want a long or short XRP, right? So this is absolutely massive. And let me tell you what else I think is so positive about this. The approval of the application, which was first filed in November of 2018, means that the firm can now list Bitcoin derivative contracts, including both options and futures. And here it is, and offer them to both, you ready? Retail and institutional clients. We just opened Pandora's box, my friends. Not only are the institutions going to be able to get in, but the skeptical retail traders that maybe don't want to buy or trade on Binance or do this other stuff, now they're going to have those options as well. You can see right here, they say with our new license granted today, both retail and institutional customers can interact in the same transparent marketplace. LedgerX Omni, the first and only regulated US institution to offer these capabilities to the retail audience. We can now provide a robust market for a much broader audience, providing access to individuals who want to get exposure to the fast-growing crypto investment sector via derivatives products that they could not access in the past. And also they say, we have the license, but we also have a long waiting list. So apparently there's a lot of people that want to get in on this, right? So they say onboarding will be performed slowly and require your patience to allow us to thoroughly test and monitor the technology systems throughout the process and make sure that the customer experience is outstanding. This is one of the best days for crypto. Not only is Bitcoin absolutely smashing it, but getting news like this, that just completely legitimizes the space. And honestly, listen, it sucks that Binance is banning US citizens, not banning them, but they're making them use the other thing, and we're losing access to potentially all these different altcoins maybe. But this is just really solidifying Bitcoin, in my opinion. This is just making Bitcoin one of the greatest store of values of all time, if not the actual greatest store of value of all time, in my personal opinion. And I think we're going to see a lot more excitement. And yeah, once we break that 20K, I mean, that's basically all it is. So, guys, Bitfinex is adding 100x margin trading to its crypto derivatives platform, by the way. So the guys that lost over $850 million in customer funds and were only backed, and Tether was only backed, 74% to the dollar. Well, now they're offering margin trading. So you guys could do that if you want. However, I highly suggest using ByBit. I personally have had a wonderful experience using ByBit. So if you guys want, I'll drop my video below. I go into it, and just definitely check it out, guys, if you're looking to potentially, because you can make money longing or shorting. However, I hope you're not shorting. But that being said, let's talk about Square's Cash app that has enabled Bitcoin deposits for its users. The app previously offered purchasing, selling, and transacting Bitcoin to other addresses, but now they are offering deposits. Now, currently, it's not available everywhere. It looks like they're rolling it out, so you may not see this, but some people are reporting that they do have this ability to do that. And before we go, I just want to say, wow, what a difference between 2018 and 2019. If you just got into crypto for the first time this year, wow, congratulations. You did not have to go through that horrible bear market of 2018. Although I will say this to those that did go through that and those that stuck it out, definitely built some character. I will say that. But thank you so much once again for going on this journey with me. You guys know every Monday we give away the Ledger Nano S. All you got to do is drop a comment below on any video, and that is it. Also, thank you so much, really, everyone that's been using the referral links. They do help to support the channel. And so that being said, guys,